Quantum scam? Microsoft's breakthrough. Big tech's billion-dollar hype. You hearing this? It's time to expose it. Welcome to HyperFocus. I'm Olimpia. And if you're new here, let's be real, the channel is still pretty new. We don't do shallow. We dive deep. So, you better buckle up. Today, we're diving headfirst into the tempest that is the quantum computing gold rush. You've heard the breathless announcements, promises to reshape reality. But what if much of it is, let's be brutally honest, a carefully constructed illusion? What if a tech titan, say, Microsoft, isn't just overstating things, but is peddling a narrative that crumbles under serious scrutiny? Are we witnessing the dawn of a quantum age, or just drowning in quantum quicksand, built on hype and billion-dollar bets? Let's cut to it. Quantum computers, not your souped-up gaming rig. They're supposed to be paradigm shifters, designing life-saving drugs in hours, creating unimaginable materials, shattering current encryption. The stakes are astronomical. The pressure to deliver, to be first, is crushing. Billions are being poured into this furnace. Now the holy grail for some, the topological qubit. Supposedly these are inherently stable, unlike most current qubits, those fragile divas that die if you look at them wrong. Microsoft for years has been on a high-stakes, obsessive quest for these, using so-called Majorana zero modes, MZMs. Exotic, almost mythical particles, many physicists doubted they could ever be reliably conjured. Then, February 2025, bam! Microsoft drops a bombshell, their Majorana 1 chip. They proclaimed the world's first topoconductor, a new state of matter. And the kicker? Fault-tolerant quantum computing in years, not decades. Years. Headlines scream success, but in the physics community, not applause, more like eyebrows hitting hairlines. At major conferences, the sentiment was underwhelmed. Microsoft's data? The noise levels here are problematic, was the polite version. Then came the sledgehammer. Physicist Dr. Henry Legg from St. Andrews didn't just raise concerns, he eviscerated their methodology. Their Topological Gap Protocol, the TGP, their key to finding Majoranas, he argued, was fundamentally flawed, a magnet for false positives. His words? Anyone claiming a working topological qubit today is selling a dangerous fairy tale. He called their data incredibly unconvincing, a Rorschach test. And it gets worse. Sergey Frolov, another respected physicist, on Microsoft's latest evidence. Just noise, and simply disappointing. His take on their new chip? It cannot possibly work, given what we saw. This isn't academic disagreement. It's a public shredding of a multi-billion-dollar research program. The core challenge, telling a real Majorana from a convincing fake, like spotting a unicorn in a blurry photo of a horse wearing a traffic cone. And here's where Microsoft's narrative really unravels. They trumpeted their February 2025 Nature paper, submitted way back in March 2024, as peer-reviewed confirmation, PR machine in overdrive. But the paper itself? The authors admitted their measurements do not, by themselves, determine whether the states are topological. Then, the Nature editors themselves dropped an anvil with an editorial note. The editorial team wishes to point out that the results in this manuscript do not represent evidence for the presence of Majorana zero modes in the reported devices. Let that marinate. The journal explicitly stated the paper doesn't prove what Microsoft's PR claimed. A gaping chasm. This isn't Microsoft's first rodeo. Their 2018 Nature paper was retracted in March 2021. Scrutiny, especially from Frolov and Vincent Morique, revealed inconsistencies and data manipulation. Simply put, the data didn't hold up. So, a history of interpretive optimism. Microsoft defends its current work, standard corporate playbook. But the pattern of hype exceeding verifiable science? Undeniable. Critics like Frolov even suggest Microsoft ignored negative peer review on their TGP. There are even papers, like from Daniel Loss's group, showing trivial states can pass Microsoft's supposedly foolproof protocol. Now this quantum circus has many rings. Google's October 2019 quantum supremacy claim. Their Sycamore chip did a task in 200 seconds that they said would take IBM's Summit 10,000 years. IBM's reply? More like 2.5 days. And the task? A useless synthetic benchmark. They repeated this in 2023. Same old song and dance. D-Wave, the quantum annealing old guard, claimed quantum advantage in March 2025 on a practical problem. Minutes on their machine versus nearly a million years on a supercomputer. Impressive. Until other researchers chimed in. Actually, our classical methods can tackle those, or at least the easy versions you showcased. Frank Verstraete of Cambridge once quipped D-Wave were historically the absolute champions at overselling. Even D-Wave's CEO, Alan Barrett's, ironically stated other claims of quantum outperformance were disputed or involved random number generation of no practical value. A dig, perhaps, but it shows the mudslinging. And it's not just about the biggest quantum toy. IonQ faced Wall Street's fury in May 2022. A short seller report from Scorpion Capital called them a scam, a quantum Ponzi scheme, and their system a toy, alleging misrepresentation of, well, everything. IonQ's stock plummeted. Lawsuits were later dismissed, largely due to the report's disclaimers, but it highlights the volatile mix of science, massive speculation, and the temptation to embellish. So, the ugly truth from this quantum fog? PR blitzes outpacing science. Synthetic benchmarks, meaningless outside labs. An information asymmetry where experts can call bullshit, but most of us get misleading headlines. It's the problem definition game on steroids. As a physicist, watching this is a cocktail of fascination and profound frustration. Treat press releases like radioactive waste until papers are dissected, methods scrutinized. The gold standard, independent verification. Can another lab replicate it? That's the acid test. Often takes years. Real science isn't a marketing campaign. This relentless hype, it's a Faustian bargain. It attracts funding, brilliant minds. Microsoft's audacious Majorana gamble? Risky research that traditional funding might shun. But when hype blatantly outstrips reality, it erodes public trust. In scientists, institutions, the process itself. A catastrophic own goal for a field needing clear-eyed support. The unvarnished reality. Building a truly fault-tolerant quantum computer is unimaginably hard. We need millions of high-quality, stable, error-corrected qubits. We are nowhere near that. Anyone telling you otherwise is naive, misinformed, or, frankly, selling you a very expensive bridge. The searing takeaway? The promise is there, shimmering. But this is an ultra-marathon through a minefield. Relentless, merciless scrutiny isn't just advisable. It's our damn responsibility. Demand evidence over evangelism. Distinguish genuine progress from deceptive hype. This is HyperFocus. If this set your brain on fire, smash that subscribe button, obliterate the like button, and for God's sake, unleash your thoughts below. What's your take on this quantum arms race? Who's playing fair? Who's blowing smoke? As a new channel, your engagement is our lifeblood. Thank you for watching, for being part of this from the ground floor. Stay hyper-focused, and always, always question the advertised state of your quantum reality.